Hello, it's me. So I've woken up to brisk weather this morning, cloudy skies, so the sun is dipping in and out. And you would think to yourself by looking at the green trees and the breeze blowing through the branches and the beautiful white fluffy clouds framed against the blue sky, that this could be a world where everything was right. But unfortunately for us, that isn't true. Us normal everyday citizens of the world, just waking up every day, going to work, coming home, going to bed, getting up the next day, going to work, coming home, going to bed. Yeah, you'd think that was enough to have on our plates, just paying the bills, looking after our families. But no, no. In this modern world we find ourselves in, what do we have? Well, I can tell you what we have. According to Mirror Now, big names have been exposed by Kash Patel in the Epstein Files case. Iran has fired hypersonic missiles. The US military is now on high alert. The Times now reports another lockdown. Trump declares a national emergency. Britain Explained reports Iranian professor humiliates some or other newscaster. And, I'm not done yet. No, not by a long chalk. GB News reports 2 arrested in Golders Green attack. For those of you who don't know, Golders Green is here in the UK and is it a Jewish quarter? Would that be a good way to describe that? Of London, the Jewish quarter of London. I think that would be quite fair. ITV News reports a new cost of living crisis. DW News is reporting that the Prime Minister here in the UK, Keir Starmer, is facing Parliament. Again? Times Now World is reporting that Clinton has exposed everybody with regard to the Epstein files. Well, I dare say that news will be rolling out throughout the day. And last week, Chuck Norris, the Hollywood martial artist, and real-life martial artist, he was the real deal, passed away. But apparently there's a bit of footage online saying that Sylvester Stallone says he's not dead. I do rather think that clickbaity headline attached to that short is in fact referring to the fact that Sylvester Stallone thinks Chuck Norris will probably never die, at least in the public zeitgeist. And what are we to make of all of this? In my opinion, we have a system which is now a tipping point. It has infused itself deeply with state actors, lobbied individuals, private interests, and is now shambling alone, masquerading as a democratic system. And frankly, it's doing a poor job of it. If you ever wanted to know what a corrupt political system looks like, how many times can I say the word system? You're looking at it now. Those people meant to govern us have in fact been hijacked. And I know that I say this a lot, but it's true. If you're wondering as you're sipping your coffee and having your morning bagel why everything is so up the creek without a paddle, then that's your answer. It's quite simple, really. The world picture that we have today, that faces us, that we have to interact with, is the perfect illustration of corruption. Democracy was always meant to underpin society, to make sure that we were represented. The political system was supposed to be transparent, allowing accountability, to keep these various politicians honest. But over the last few years, a series of measures by corrupt individuals interfacing with corrupt politicians has seen the system change dramatically. There is no accountability. Because the fabric of democracy has been so corrupted, everybody is interlinked with everybody else. And, well, one can't blow the whistle on someone else because it might expose something that they themselves have done. And that's exactly what the intelligence state wants. And that's where we are now. The intelligence state and its various arms, very possibly the left arm not knowing what the right arm is doing, carrying out its agendas, and more than likely bumping into each other as we watch the news, as we read our papers, as we watch the world unfold in front of us. We can't escape the feeling that this two-ring circus that surrounds us is frankly absurd. The political system over the last 10 years or so has been staffed by people intentionally unqualified to run it, because this suits the agendas of whoever it is who's pulling the strings. If you've looked at any piece of news or any individual on any platform being reported for being corrupt or inept and wondered, how? That's how. There's no democracy. These people are installed. And if you want a relatively modern example of how that's done, do some research into how Corbyn was brought into the Labour Party to increase the numbers, and once he'd done so, was unceremoniously ousted. In fact, it's very simple. Just look up online a piece of footage, and there are many of them, they've become memes now, of Keir Starmer saying that he was friends with Corbyn and then that he wasn't friends with Corbyn. Corbyn was a valued ally and then wasn't a valued ally, and so on and so forth. Not only is it nauseating, it's absurdly comical. And that whole episode is a microcosm of how the system currently works. There it is. I said the word system again. And I'll say it one last time. The system will break. I think sooner rather than later. And all the articles that I open this video with are just indicators that that is going to happen. The British system, at least, is drenched in state meddling, corruption, and conspiracy fact. And if you don't believe it by now, then frankly, I'm envious of you. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe, and share the channel. It really would help. And until next time, do look after yourselves.